So the last little bit of a question I didn't get to that I'll ask now, and then you guys can kind of use it to close out if you have anything you want to say to close out as well, is just helping mothers build confidence to reach out for help. So, if we're a caregiver and it's not our rock and it's not for us to fix, how can we help to build confidence so that people can reach out for help? And you guys can both answer. Jeanette, you can go first, and then if you have anything in closing you'd like to say as well.
Yeah, so personally, I believe the first task should be to normalize seeking out and accepting help, just as we've been harping on for the past hour. I say to parents, like, asking for help is one of the strongest things that you can do for yourself, for your baby, and for the family. And so I really like to frame asking for help as a strength and not a weakness. And then once mom hopefully understands and gets on board with it, that's when I like to say, like, offer her concrete support. And so from my perspective, it's usually, I will say, like, would it help if I sat with you while we called your provider, or maybe the baby's pediatrician, or your therapist, or finding a therapist? And then I even offer to dial the number or even write the message up. Like, she may say it to me verbally and I write it for her so that she has the right words to say, or the words that she wants to say when she goes to the appointment. And so I feel like those sort of shared moments of action can really help reduce fear and shame and help them all feel like they're not alone in navigating this next step. And then another thing I love to do and encourage for the caregiver to do is to celebrate the small wins. So whenever mom makes her first appointment, whenever she goes to it, tells you a bit about it, or maybe even writes it in her calendar, I'd say, I'm so proud of you for doing that. This is awesome. This is a great first step. You go, girl. Like, they celebrate those small wins, and it means such a big difference. And she feels warm knowing that you're by her side through the process and helping her through it.
Yeah, and I think the only thing I would add is, just starting with what she thinks would help. Because, saying, what do you think would help? Right. And sometimes they will say, I have no idea, or nothing's wrong, or everything, depending on how negative they're feeling about it, that they might not be able to generate anything. But I think then you can say, well, I have some ideas, and would it be helpful, is now an okay time for me to talk about some of the things I've been thinking about that might be helpful for us as a family, right? And then the other thing I would say too is making sure that they know, like, you can trial it, you can, like, give it a try, right? With some of the programs, like a partial hospitalization program, I'm always like, go tour it. Like, they will let you go tour so you can see what it looks like, you can meet some people, or like, just give it a day or two, and you can always quit, right? Like, let's just try it. Same with a therapist. If the first one you don't connect with, like, it's okay. Match is important. It can take a little while. Like, let's just try it and then come back to it and see what you think, right? So that they know there's an option, right, to give things a try and then not, and that you're committed to listening to what they think about it and trying different things.